So, hello again. The cough interrupted me, so I hope I can continue reading now. I want to read now Technique 110, Be Playful in Activity. Gracious one, play. The universe is an empty shell wherein your mind frolics infinitely. Gracious one, play. The universe is an empty shell wherein your mind frolics infinitely. This second technique is based on the dimension of play. That has to be understood. If you are inactive, it is good to fall into deep emptiness, into the inner abyss. But you cannot be empty the whole day, and you cannot be passive the whole day. You will have to do something. Activity is a basic requirement, otherwise you cannot be alive. Life means activity, so you can be inactive for a few hours, but for 24 hours you will have to be active. And meditation should be something which becomes your style of life. It should not be a fragment, otherwise you will gain it and lose it. If you are inactive 1 hour, then for 23 hours you will be active. If you are inactive 1 hour, then for 23 hours you will be active. The active forces will be more, and they will destroy whatsoever you attain in your inactivity. The active forces will destroy it, and the next day you will again do the same. For 23 hours you will accumulate the doer, and in 1 hour you will have to drop it. It will be difficult, so your mind must change its attitude about work and activity, hence the second technique. Work should be considered as play, not as work. Work should be considered as play, just a game. You should not be serious about it. You should not be just like children playing. You should be just like children playing. It is meaningless, nothing is to be achieved, just the very activity is enjoyed. You can feel the distinction if you play sometimes. When you work, it is different. You are serious, burdened, responsible, very anxious, because the result, the end result, is the motive. The work itself is not worth enjoying. The real thing is just in the future, in the result. In play, there is no result really. The very process is blissful, and you are not worried. It is not a serious thing. Even if you look serious, it is just pretending. In play, you enjoy the very process. In work, the process is not being enjoyed. The goal, the end, is important. This dimension of play has to be applied to your whole life. Whatsoever you are doing, be there in that activity so totally that the end is irrelevant. It may come, it has to come, but it is not on your mind. You are playing, you are enjoying. This second technique says, gracious one, play. Let your whole life be just a play. The universe is an empty shell wherein your mind frolics infinitely. Your mind goes on playing infinitely. The whole thing is just like a dream in an empty room. While meditating, one has to look at the mind just frolicking, just like children playing, jumping out of overflowing energy, that's all. Thoughts jumping, frolicking, just a play. Don't be serious about them. Even if a bad thought is there, don't feel guilty. Or if there is a very great thought, a very good thought, that you want to serve humanity and transform the whole world, and you want to bring heaven onto earth, don't get too much ego through it. Don't feel that you have become great. This is just a frolicking mind. Sometimes it goes down, sometimes it comes up. It is just overflowing energy taking many shapes and forms. Mind is just an overflowing spring, nothing else. Be playful, Shiva says. Gracious one, play. The attitude of the player means he is enjoying the activity. It is good in itself. No profit motive is involved. He is not calculative. If you are playful in life, then you can be playful inside with the mind also. Then be as if you are watching something on a TV screen. You are not involved, you are just a spectator, an onlooker. Look and enjoy it. Don't say good, don't say bad, don't condemn, don't appreciate, because there are serious things. If a naked woman comes onto your screen, don't say that is bad, that some devil is playing a trick on you. No devil is there to play a trick upon you. Look at it as if it is just on the screen, a film screen, and be playful about it. Say to the lady, wait, don't try to push her out, because the more you push her out, the more she will come in. Ladies are difficult, and do follow her. If you follow, then you will be in trouble. Don't follow, don't fight. This is the rule. Just look and be playful. Just say a hello or good morning. Just look and don't be disturbed at all. Let the lady wait. She will go by herself as she came. She moves on her own. She is not related to you. She is just something in the memory. Struck by some situation, she came there, just a picture. Be playful with it. If you can be playful with your mind, it will drop very soon, because mind can be there only if you are serious. Seriousness is the link, the bridge. Gracious one, play. The universe is an empty shell wherein your mind frolics infinitely. I think playfulness is very important, especially for our German Western culture. We are way too serious, and we should really play more. It's so important. Yeah. So now I'm going to read Technique Sutra 111, Beyond Knowing and Not Knowing. Sweet-hearted one, meditate on knowing and not knowing, existing and not existing. Then leave both aside that you may be. Meditate on knowing and not knowing, existing and not existing. Meditate on the positive aspect of life, then on the negative. Then put both aside because you are neither. Then leave both aside that you may be. Look at it this way. Meditate on a birth. A child is born, you are born. Then you grow, you become young. Meditate on this whole growth. Then you become old, then you die. From the very beginning, imagine the very moment when your father and mother conceiving you, and into the womb of the mother you came, just the first cell. From there, look to the very end, where your body is burning on a funeral pyre, and all your relatives are standing around you. Then put both aside, the one who was born and the one who has died. Just put both aside and then look within. There you are, that which is never born and which is never going to die. Knowing and not knowing, existing and not existing, then leave both aside that you may be. You can do it with any positive, negative polarity. You are sitting here. I look at you. I know you. When I close my eyes, you are no longer there. I don't know you. Then put aside both the knowledge that I have known and the knowledge that I don't know. You will be empty. Because when you put both knowledge and the no knowledge aside, you will be empty. There are two types of people. Some are filled with knowledge and some are filled with ignorance. There are people who say we know, their ego is bound up with their knowledge. And there are people who say we are ignorant, they are filled with their own ignorance. They say we are ignorant, we don't know. One is identified with knowledge, the other is identified with ignorance. But both possess something, both cherish something. Push both aside, knowing and not knowing, so that you are neither ignorant nor knowing. Put aside both positive and negative, then who are you? Suddenly the who will be revealed to you. You will become aware of the beyond, that which transcends. Putting aside both positive and negative, you will be empty. You will be no one, neither wise nor ignorant. Put both hate and love aside. Put both friendship and enmity aside. When both the polarities are put aside, you are empty. But this is a trick of the mind. It can put one side. It can put one aside, but never the two together. Clinging is the problem, because if you cling, you cannot be empty. Don't cling. This is the message of this technique. Just don't cling to anything positive or negative, because with non-clinging you will find yourself. You are there, but because of the clinging you are hidden. With non-clinging you will be exposed, you will be uncovered, you will explode. Oh. And now the last technique, technique 112, enter the space within. Enter space, supportless, eternal, still. Enter space, supportless, eternal, still. Three qualities of space have been given in this technique. Supportless, there can be no support in space. Eternal, it can never end. Still, it will be soundless, it will be silent. Enter this space, it is within you. If you want to enter in a space, don't ask for support. drop all supports, mantras, gods, scriptures, whatsoever gives you support. If you feel you are supported, drop it and just move inside supportless. It will be fearful, you will feel scared, you are moving to where you can be lost completely. completely. You may not be able to come back because all supports will be lost. Your contact with the bank is lost, and where this river will lead you, no one knows. Your support is lost. You may fall into an infinite abyss. Hence, fear grips you and you ask for some support. Even if it is a failed support, you enjoy it. Even a failed support is helpful because for the mind it makes no difference whether a support is real or fails. It must be a support, that's the point. You are not alone, something is there and supporting you. In ordinary life you are leaning on many failed supports, but they help. And unless you become strong enough, you will need them. That's why I say that this is the ultimate technique, no support. So remember, don't try to find any support, be supportless. If you are trying to do this technique, then be supportless. That is what Krishnamurti is teaching, be supportless. Don't cling to a master, don't cling to a scripture, don't cling to anything. That is why what every master has been doing. A master's whole effort is first to attract you towards him so that you start clinging to him. When you start clinging to him, when you become close and intimate with him, then he knows that the clinging must be cut. And you cannot cling to anyone else now. That is finished. You cannot move to anyone else. That is impossible. Then he cuts the clinging and suddenly you are left supportless. It will be miserable in the beginning. You will cry and you will weep and you will scream and the whole being will feel that you are lost. In the very deepest depths of misery you will fall. But from there one arises alone, supportless. Enter space, supportless, eternal still. That space has no beginning, no end, and that space is absolutely soundless. There is nothing, not even a sound vibrating, not even a ripple. Everything is still. That point is just within you. Any moment you can enter it. If you have the courage to be supportless, this very moment you can enter it. The door is open. The invitation is for all and everyone. But courage is needed, courage to be alone, courage to be empty, courage to dissolve and melt, courage to die. If you can die within to your inner space, you will attain to the life which never dies. You will attain to Amrit, to immortality. It's so funny. My name is Amrita, and it's the female form of Amrit, and it means deathlessness. But it also has many other significances, but I don't want to mention it here. So, that's all about the Vigyan Bhairav Tantra, or let's better say the Book of Secrets, Oshos commentary on the Vigyan Bhairav Tantra, because the Vigyan Bhairav Tantra, like I mentioned many times, is a Hindu scripture, and actually this is the Book of Secrets, and I'll show it once again. It's like the Book of Secrets, written Osho, Vigyan Bhairav Tantra, and it's a Tapograban publication, but I'm sure there are many other publications of the Book of Secrets, not only Tapograban, so I'm sure you can order it on Amazon or wherever, or you can find it on the internet and order it if you want. And I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you will try out some of these techniques, or maybe already you realize some techniques just by listening, who knows. And I wish you all the best and send you much love. Bye bye. Namaste.